Now that we've entered the start of the year, I wanted to share with you the credit cards that I'm currently using in my wallet, what credit cards that myself and my wife Lucia are utilizing in our two-player setup, and what credit cards and welcome bonuses I'm going to be prioritizing throughout the rest of 2024. So specifically, what credit cards I'm going to be using the most heavily over the next couple months and throughout the rest of 2024. Make sure to stick around because I'm also going to be sharing with you some strategies that I'm utilizing in 2024 as well in order to figure out which credit cards are going to be best for me to add to my wallet and what welcome bonuses I should be prioritizing. And I think some of these strategies can be useful to help you form what credit cards you should be adding to your wallet in 2024 as well. Okay, but now if we get right into the credit cards that I'm going to be utilizing in my wallet for 2024, the first credit card that I'm going to be utilizing the most often, which I added just last month, is going to be my Chase Ink Unlimited. For the Chase Ink Unlimited, I was able to lock in a really high welcome bonus offer of being able to receive 90,000 Chase points when you spend $6,000 or more in the first 3 months. $6,000 of spend in 3 months is typically a pretty high spend requirement for me to hit. However, I am traveling to Panama and Colombia this month with Lucia, and I actually might be there right now when you're watching this video. But due to that trip, we will have some increased expenses due to some of the experiences and tours that we booked, the taxes and fees on the award flights that we booked, and then also some of the shorter flights that we're going to pay in cash. So from like Panama to Colombia, and then across different parts of Colombia as well. And by the way, as requested by a lot of you, I will have a full redemption video coming out in the next couple of weeks where I'll break down every single redemption that we made for this trip. So make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that video. But pretty much every single expense that we have over the next couple months is going to go directly on the Chase Ink Unlimited, except for the expenses that we actually have on our trip to Panama and Colombia. So like eating out at restaurants and things like that. And that's because the Chase Ink Unlimited does have 3% foreign transaction fees, whereas the Hilton Surpass does not have any foreign transaction fees. And I actually did just get an upgrade offer of 50,000 Hilton Honors Points if I'm able to spend, I think like $3,000 in the first 6 months. So I'm going to be using my Hilton Surpass for all of the expenses on our trip. But aside from the expenses during our trip, all of our spending is going to go on the Chase Ink Unlimited. And that's because I want to make sure that I lock in the 90,000 Chase points that I get on the welcome bonus. Because out of every credit card issuer, I value Chase points the highest, due to how flexible their points are and how good the travel partners are as well. Okay, next up, like I said, the Chase Ink Unlimited is going to be the most used credit card in my wallet to start 2024 until I hit the spend requirement to get the welcome bonus. And then once I hit this welcome bonus, I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the next one. And I will talk about what credit card welcome bonuses I plan to go for next in 2024. But first, I wanted to talk about my strategy of moving from welcome bonus to welcome bonus without really having any time to put any spend on my regular credit card setup. I just turned 24 years old a couple months ago, so I'm still relatively early in my credit card journey. And even though I now have 11 total credit cards, there are still a lot of other credit cards out there that I would love to get in the next couple of years. Plus, I do try my best to keep my spending as low as possible. So it typically takes me the entire period to hit the spend requirement that is required to get welcome bonuses on different credit cards. And so what this means is that once I hit the spend requirement for a particular welcome bonus, I'm moving on pretty quickly to applying for my next credit card, because moving from welcome bonus to welcome bonus is going to give me a much higher return on spend than just using my regular credit card setup. Typically within my credit card setup, I'm usually able to get anywhere from like 3 to 5x back on all of my common spending categories, whereas a lot of common welcome bonuses are able to get you like 15% back in terms of return on spend. So as an example, if we even just take a look at the regular welcome bonus for the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which is you earn 60,000 Chase points when you spend $4,000 or more in the first 3 months. The return on spend is going to be anywhere from like 15 to 30%, depending on whether you redeem your points for cash back or transfer them out to travel partners. However, even though my preference is to just move on from one welcome bonus onto the next, there are definitely situations to where I'm using my regular credit card setup for a couple weeks or maybe even a couple months. For instance, I was able to get the Chase Ink Unlimited in early December, but before that, I had a 2-month gap after hitting the welcome bonus for the Marriott Bonvoy Business, where I was just utilizing my regular credit card setup, and there will probably be some time periods in 2024 where that's the case as well. So in terms of the credit cards that I use the most often when I am using my regular credit card setup, my American Express Gold card is definitely the most used credit card in my wallet, since I do spend a lot of money on food, and the Gold card allows me to get 4x back on dining in grocery stores, Plus I maximize the Uber and dining credits as well. I also do utilize my Chase Freedom Unlimited a decent amount, since I use this card as my catch-all card to get 1.5x back on all purchases. And then there are some other credit cards that we use consistently in the two-player setup that I have with my wife Lucia. So we utilize Lucia's Citi Custom Cash to get 5x back on all gas station purchases. And then we utilize Lucia's Bilt Mastercard to get Bilt points for our rent purchases that we can then transfer out to Bilt's travel partners. But now if we get into the credit cards that I plan to get next after I hit the spend requirement to get the welcome bonus on the Chase Ink Unlimited, one strategy that I plan to utilize this year is that I want to extend my 524 window as much as possible. I've personally felt the pains of Chase 524 over the past couple of years, since I was stuck in Chase jail for over 6 months before I was able to add the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which limited me from making any travel redemptions with my Chase points. Additionally, I had another period which pretty much lasted the entire 2023 where I was in Chase jail again, which caused me to sit on the sidelines and miss out on the record high welcome bonuses for the Chase Ink Unlimited and Chase Ink Cash. But thankfully, the record high welcome bonuses came back and I was able to get under 524 in December of 2023. I then get the 90K offer on the Chase Ink Unlimited. For those of you who don't know, the Chase 524 rule basically means that you will not be approved for a new Chase credit card if you've opened 5 or more personal accounts in the last 24 months. So the most logical way for me to extend the window for the period where I'm underneath 524 is to continue to prioritize business credit cards, which is something that I've been doing over the past year. With that said, the top options for my next credit card once I'm done hitting the welcome bonus on the Chase Ink Unlimited is going to be the Chase Ink Cash or IHG Premier Business. And I'll base that decision on which card I should get based on what my spending preferences look like and if either of these cards is currently offering an elevated welcome bonus. Then the next strategy that I have in terms of what credit cards I plan to add to my wallet in 2024 is that once I'm done going after those business cards, I'm going to prioritize the Chase personal credit cards that I want so that I don't run into another situation in the future where there's some desirable Chase credit cards that I want that I'm just simply not able to get because of Chase 524. Some of those personal Chase credit cards that I want to add sometime in 2024 are honestly a lot of hotel credit cards. So a couple options would be the IHG Premier, Marriott Bonvoy Boundless, or Chase World of Hyatt. And out of those options, I would lean more towards getting the IHG Premier or Chase World of Hyatt first, just because I got the Marriott Bonvoy Business recently, so I would need to wait a full 24 months before I would be eligible to get the welcome bonus on the Marriott Bonvoy Boundless. However, I think I'm most excited for that Boundless card since at this point I would consider myself to be a semi-Marriott loyalist. And the benefits on the Bonvoy Boundless, so the free night award and the welcome bonus, are going to help me the most for international travel. Most likely, I think my prioritization of business credit cards and Chase credit cards will last most of 2024. But if there is one non-business card and non-Chase card that I plan to add this year, I think it would most likely be the American Express Platinum, since I think I can maximize most of the credits and I would get significant value from some of the other travel benefits as well, especially since there is a Centurion Lounge at the Seattle airport. If I'm able to add the American Express Platinum this year, I think it would most likely be around the same time as a trip that I'm hoping to go on to Mexico in December, since it would coincide with some extra expenses from that trip and some holiday spending as well. Plus, by adding the Platinum towards the end of the year, I'll be able to double dip on some of the credits and get immediate value by going to the Centurion Lounge before the trip, and most likely adding Lucia as an authorized user as well. In conclusion, these are some of the credit cards that I have in my wallet right now, and some of the other credit cards that I plan to add this year in 2024. But I'd love to hear from all of you. What's in your wallet for 2024? Let me know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, then I think you'll enjoy this video too, where I go over the best credit card setup that almost no one has. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.